Alright everybody, what's going on? It's been a little bit since my last video, and kind of had a lot of stuff happen in between. Some good stuff, bad stuff, just a little bit of everything. So, I actually had another video in the works. I had ordered a few things for my truck, just to kind of do during this quarantine. And I got all of those parts. Some of them went smooth, some of them did not. So I got a different grill for my truck. It's just like a black mesh grill. And then I also got Mac emblems. And so I kind of made my own grill for the truck. And like, the whole theory behind the Mac emblem is they always, say that a Cummins sounds like a Mac truck. And so just kind of rolled with that and got the Mac emblem, and I, attached it to the grill, and so I got that new grill on, so that changed the look of the front end, got rid of some of the chrome, and that was that for the grill. I recorded a video for that. There really wasn't, there's not much to say. It's a couple bolts, old one pops off, new one pops on. That's it. There's not enough material to really make a video on it. But I do have those videos, if anybody wants me to put those up. So that was done. The other thing was I got different Cummins emblems, because the one that were on the truck, they were chrome. And again, I'm trying to get rid of some of the chrome. I'm not really a big fan of it. Got some black Cummins emblems. They're from the 4th gen, and so I ended up taking some fishing line and getting those off, and then I got one of the 3M rubber eraser wheels to get the adhesive off. And I'll probably throw those clips at the end of this video, so that, because that I had enough to kind of make a video out of, so I'll do that. I'll throw those at the end. And so that leads me to the third and fourth thing. So the third thing I got was, since the exhaust that I bought for the truck was basically a bare metal exhaust. It's aluminized steel, but it's no frills, nothing fancy. So I didn't really want that sticking out of the back, so I just got a black 7-inch tip exhaust tip, and it was just a cheap one. Slides on, bolts on, whatever. Again, nothing fancy, but it makes it look better. So I got that. The last thing was the Caterpillar fuel filter. So it basically, it removes the stock fuel filter and replaces it with a Cat spin-on fuel filter. Well, I was making videos for that, got pretty much like halfway through it, and so there's a fuel bowl in the original fuel filter. Well, as part of doing the Cat fuel filter kit, it basically gets removed out of the system, and it gets replaced with a shaft like this. All fine and dandy. The only thing was that the threads on mine that I had gotten were messed up. So when I went to put it on, it wouldn't thread in to the banjo bolts. So with that, I basically couldn't put the Cat fuel filter on. So I had to wait and basically call them, order, or have them send me a new one. I finally got it, and it was just in time to take my sister-in-law. We were moving her down to Florida. So right before then, just to add to everything else, which is a town, it's about a half an hour away from here. And one day, driving home from work, actually, I think, and I get the P2262 code, which, for anyone that owns a 6.7 liter Cummins, knows that that means the VGT, or the variable geometry turbo, the vanes were starting to stick from carbon buildup. Well, there are certain things that you can do. You can take the VGT off, clean the vanes, clean the turbo, clean the actuator and everything, but 9 times out of 10, it's really only a band-aid, and it really only fixes it for maybe another month or two, and then it starts sticking again. It's just because the turbo is so old, it's been coked up, and there's not really much that you can do with it. So you can do that, but again, just really a band-aid. Another thing that you can do is get a drop-in turbo, which basically it's the exact same thing. It's just not it's not made by Holset. It's made by another company or whatever. Sometimes they're a little bit bigger and everything, but they still use all the actuators and and all that, which is a cheaper option, but not really the option that I was looking for or looking to go to in the future. The third option is what I went with, which is doing a second or third gen swap. So I'm doing a second gen swap, which basically you can put in a fixed geometry turbo. So basically it doesn't actuate or anything like that. I do lose my exhaust brake, but the thing is I don't really use my truck to the point where I really need the exhaust brake. It was nice to have, but I didn't really need it. So I had to order that kit, and it came. So I'll show you guys the kit itself. So here's the turbo I went with. Everything is through industrial injection. So it's a Borg Warner S464 1.0. So there's the turbo, and then this is all the rest of the stuff for it. Got a new drain line, downpipe. This is for the intercooler, from the turbo to the intercooler. You got the this is the end that goes on the turbo to connect to this. Air filter. This is also over here. This is also part of the air filter assembly. And you got the this is the second gen manifold here. Don't really want to take it all apart. Kind of want to keep everything together till I do the swap. But yeah, so yeah, I have everything to do the swap. Probably gonna do it within the next few days. So I'm gonna have a few videos for you. Next video is gonna be me doing the cat filter. I'm finally gonna take care of that, and then we'll knock out the second gen swap. So yeah, this it's kind of turning more into a project than a daily, but I mean, kind of was left with no choice. But yeah, stay tuned, and I'll throw in the videos of me doing the emblem deletes after this. So if you want to watch those, go ahead, just keep watching. Otherwise, next video is going to be the cat filter. Alright, stay tuned. Alright everybody, so for this next video, I'm going to do the emblem removal. It's a hot day out, so I was hoping that the adhesive would like kind of warm up a little bit, make it easier to take off. I already did one side. As you can see, it's already removed. Got the new one on, and I'll kind of walk you through what I did to get here. Okay, so I'll show you what I used. These are just what I used, what worked for me, and it's totally up to you about how you want to do it. So first things first, obviously you're gonna need some fishing line. I want to say this is 80 pound. I didn't have any of the line break on me yet, so it works. Worked for me. And I think the hotter you get the emblem and the sticky paste behind it, the easier it's going to come off. So I think I got this whole roll for like $3. So, and I fish, so that works. Next thing you're going to need a 3M eraser wheel. I already have a cordless drill. It comes with a chock on it. So I got mine at Napa. I think it was like $40, but I mean, like, I did the driver's side 2 emblems and I only used that much. So I mean, this thing will last forever for that $40 or $50. A bunch of microfiber towels. I'm using my Adams polish foam gun, just because I don't want to use the 3M eraser wheel on a dirty truck. I don't want to grind stuff into the paint, so I'm just soaping it down, rinsing it off and all that beforehand, and then after you're going to need to rinse it all off and all that too. So that's why I also have my bucket with a sponge, and microfiber towels. And then the last thing is, depending on how old your vehicle is that you're debadging, I'm using Adams one-step polish, because my emblems, you're not going to be able to tell, but they did leave like an outline. No, there's none on this side. When I take the other side off, you'll be able to see what I mean. But so there will be an outline on older vehicles. I used the one-step polish and it came like right off. So I know there's some people who use that Scratch X, any kind of like swirl remover, buffing kind of like compound, what have you. That'll all work. So and then your garden hose. So let's get started. Alright, now that the emblem is off, as you can see, now we can spray it down. Like I said, I'm spraying it down because I don't want any of the dirt or the crap getting ground into the paint. So I'll be using my foam gun. Just kind of do a light once over, nothing too crazy, and then just a simple rinse off after that. Alright, I'm just kind of pat it dry. Just enough. And then, alright, now we just grab the 3M wheel and start going at it. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is going to come up on the camera. As you can see, there's like outlines, and that was what I was talking about. So I'm going to hit it again with the 3M wheel, scrub it with soap and water, and then we'll hit it with the Adams polish compound. Alright, so going back over it again. Doesn't look as bad. I'll show you. So this is after hitting it with the 3M wheel again, and then just buffing it with soap and water. This C is out there pretty good, so I'm going to use this one-step polish. Might take a couple times with the C, but this is actually not too bad where the Ram was, so that probably will be gone in 1 or 2 buffs. Alright everybody, so as you can see, there is still a little bit left. I'm probably going to buff it again, but for the most part the C is gone, the Ram emblem's gone, but yeah, and I got the new emblems on, so I don't know if I'm going to keep them here. Just kind of seeing how it goes, just seeing how it looks. I don't know. Let me know what you think. There's that one. There's that one. I think I like the black better than the chrome. I'm also planning to delete all this chrome. As you can see, it's bubbling up here and down here. And it's kind of old manish. So I'm going to do that. I also want to do Raptor lining on this bottom half, do it all the way around the truck. But step by step, you know, don't need to do everything all at once. So some things I've learned doing this, because even though it may seem like I know what the hell I'm doing, I don't. I did what, you know, all you guys do. Looked up some videos, looked up some stuff online, and just kind of winged it. So stuff I learned, depending on, you know, the older the car is, the worse the emblems are going to be on there, and they're going to leave a residue and a shadow like mine. So be prepared for that. Make sure you have everything you need before you start it, because it's going to look really weird when you go to drive to Walmart to get something that you forgot and half your emblems are there, or there's sticker glue and all that stuff. So yeah, make sure you have everything you need when you start. When you go to do it, as you can see, it leaves a whole bunch of crap on your truck or car, what have you. So be prepared to wash it after. I'm probably just going to give mine a rinse down, because I put these new emblems on. I don't want the water to kind of mess with the adhesive, so I'm probably just going to do a quick rinse down. And drink lots of water, especially if it's hot. Stay hydrated, and I'll catch you back again for the fuel filter install. Alright, cool.